Hey there everyone, welcome back to the Dan Cave and welcome to November 2024 on the bench. So, it's only been a couple of weeks since the last update because October's review was a little bit late, but I thought it was important to try and get November's out as early as possible because, well, today is Monday, 4th of November, so the video will be out either today or tomorrow. And Telford is this weekend, this coming weekend on Saturday the 9th and Sunday 10th. So I thought it was reasonably important to get a bench review out before Telford happens. So there we go. Telford's coming up very, very soon. So it's yeah, so it'll be the usual kind of stuff in the bench review. So it'll be what's been built, what's been bought, what's in progress, random stuff, random thoughts. So I'm probably going to break it down into a little bit of an intro with my random thoughts of the month, which who knows what and how they'll arrive on your screens because they'll be randomly off the top of my head because this is not scripted, as always. Not even very well prepared, as you can imagine, but in serious efforts to try and get back to a regular schedule of getting the early part of the month, I thought it was important to try and get this done today. So hopefully I'm not going to prattle on for too long. So I suppose first kind of key bit of news. So Friday just gone, Friday Night Live show. Great to be back again. I'd missed a couple through holidays. At least missed one the previous month. This month Roland was missing, who was our principal host. He was away, but the show went on anyway. So it was a combination of myself, Alan, and PJ. So it was good to see lots of people in chat. Good to have all that feedback, and a good kind of engaging show with our viewers. So it was very, very enjoyable. And as always, we proved the show must go on. So Roland will of course be back next month, and as a reminder, don't forget to tune in first Friday of the month next month when the Friday Night Live show will be back. So, as mentioned last month, and as mentioned already in this video, Telford's coming up very soon. I'm one of the founders of Scale Fanatics, which is now, of course, an official IPMS branch, virtual branch, but we are an official branch. We will have a table at Telford. It's just one table this year. It's hopefully going to be jam-packed with lots of kits. Certainly my boxing up of things is all in progress and completed. I've got 2 boxes of kits, got a mixture of aircraft, 72nd scale aircraft, cars, a couple of motorbikes, 35th scale Jeep. You'll notice there's a few gaps on the shelves. That's because those kits are now boxed up. And plus one of the figures I've done recently, so the Ragnar figure you would have seen finished earlier this year. So all of those things are boxed up. They'll be mixed in with everybody else's kits that they're bringing as well. So hopefully we'll have a really good display. We're in Hall 1. Pop along, say hello. You'll see the banner, Scale Fanatics. We're going to try and have QR codes on everything so people can access the virtual branch very, very easily. All of the builds on the table, we're going to have little nameplates that tell you what it is that's been built, who built it, and a QR code for nearly everyone that'll link to, in my case, possibly YouTube build. In some of the other guys' cases, it'll link to their own Facebook pages where they showcase all their work. So it'd be good to try and kind of get a lot of new people to interact with our clubs and groups. But the main thing is, for Scale Fanatics, we are there and we'll see you Saturday. So that's kind of the intro done. So it's time to dive into what's been built. So this is the what's been built section. So what's been built this month is 2 kits. So first up is the Airfix 135th scale Ferret Scout. And it's been in progress, not for long. Dived into this kit a while back. I really enjoyed putting it together. The kit itself is now finished, as you'll be seeing in the photos as they spin past. So it's painted in bronze green, pretty much the kind of British Army factory finish, but it has got some UN logos on it. So for me, this is depicting the unit, well, the vehicle that was loaned to the Irish Army. Well, I think there was a dozen of them loaned to the Irish Army back during the Congo campaign, where Irish soldiers supported UN overseas operations. They were loaned some ferrets. They weren't repainted in white. They were left in a bronze green. And yeah, from the poor pictures I found, it's really hard to find any markings on them. So for me, this is a little bit of an interpretation. I've left the reg plate as per boxing and used some of the UN insignia. So that's pretty much as much of a tribute as I could kind of put together from the photos I've seen. So basic green paint scheme, weathered with lots of MIG ammo, mods, washes, pigments, etc. All to kind of add a little bit of mod that you might have found during the Congo. But mainly that's just on the underside. It's not a filthy vehicle. It's not rusted out. It's not worn and battered. There's a little bit of scratching on it, but not a huge amount. These vehicles were actually apparently kept in reasonably good nick. And when they were returned, they were apparently noted for how well they were looked after. So my plan for this is the vehicle is done. I am going to build a base for it at some point in the future. I've ordered some figures. I'm going to add a couple of figures to it. We'll call it a little bit of a vignette, small dio, depicting some aspect of that Congo operation. So that's the first kit built. Now, second kit built is literally hot off the press. The keen-eyed amongst you will have maybe spotted it there. And yes, that is the 1/12 scale Tamiya RE20 is completed. So yeah, that's been a journey this year. I think the final product I am very, very pleased with. I only got one or two photos of it, or one or two quick kind of snaps of what it looks like in its final shape. There'll be full kind of photos done of it some point soon, and then that'll help feed the video build, which will inevitably come out in due course. I suppose the plus points are I finished it. Lots of kind of interesting kind of approaches looking at, yeah, whether things like the amount of different metallics I use, the amount of shades of aluminium I've used from Alclad is beyond belief throughout this build. Well, Alclad, Tamiya LPs, some super metallics as well. These older F1 cars, the chassis are metallic. You know, there's so much scope for kind of different shading, and hopefully I've kind of captured quite a bit of that throughout the kit. Downside is the fit is pretty poor. Looking back through the build and looking at how I've kind of approached it, all of that is down to me. That's not the kit's fault. That's me not really kind of focusing on getting, you know, things like the radiators, exhausts, and essentially I'm going like this because it is the width of the radiators and the exhausts and where the turbos are mounted that basically just push the sides out a little bit, which means when you drop bodywork on, there's a bit of a gap around. That's an unfortunate oversight for me. By the time I got to the point where I realised it, I think I'd do more damage trying to undo it and improve the tolerancing. There's a little bit of thought-provoking for the future. You know, I hold my hands up. I probably took my eye off the ball with kind of dry fitting on this and just kind of stage built it, and as I went along, just kind of assumed everything would fit together in the end and didn't really give it enough thought. But you know, lesson learned. And hopefully when I get to the MP44 from Meng over there, that being a newer kit, I shouldn't have exactly the same problems. So yes, that's it. That's the what's been built for this month. So nothing's been bought this month because Telford is coming up. I've bought nothing, and it's only 2-3 weeks since the last bench update. So next section is in progress. In progress this month is really simple. There's only one kit in progress right at this moment. You'll see a bunch of parts there. They're mainly just primed parts, but actually So what I've got in progress is a 24th scale Ford Escort Mark II from Italieri, and that's in the Rothmans scheme. So that's basically had the bodywork primed, some filler done on some sink marks, reprimed. So primed using ProScale's filler primer, which actually was pretty good on this, I have to say. I found it needed to be thinned quite a bit, but once it's thinned, I found it built up quite well, sprayed perfectly. So use that to kind of look at how well I was filling in the sink marks. Once I was happy with all that, again, it was resprayed in ProScale's white primer, sanded back, and then it was Tamiya TS26 decanted. That's formed the base coat, left to cure for 24 hours, and then straight into the decals. And as you can see, the decals have all gone down. Decals in the Italieri kit are from Cartograph, which are awesome. And once all the decals were done, set aside for another 24 hours, and it was in for 2k, and it's going to sit in its box for probably at least 4 to 5 days before I go back and touch any of that kit again, because that's just to let the 2k fully cure. So that is basically, that's all that's in progress, is that Mark II Escort. I've yet to face the horrors of the rear end, which I know people have had problems with in the past. Getting the axles lined up and getting the wheels to fit. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. It's one of those kits that I've heard people bash for years. I kind of wanted to prove that they are doable in some shape or form. Who knows whether I'll actually get it done or not. So that's where we are with the in progress. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, actually. That's quite a rapid bench update, I think. I could keep waffling on and, make sure it's not the shortest one ever. Or we can just call actually, I'm going to call it quits. So we've covered a little bit of feedback from Friday night. Thanks to everyone who watched. Telford coming up. Really looking forward to people coming over saying hello. Covered the build, covered what's not been bought, or what has been bought, which is nothing. Great. And we covered the in progress. So yeah, I think we're done. So thanks for watching. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, give it a like. Feel free to leave a comment down below. But otherwise, thank you all for watching, and hopefully if I don't see you at Telford, I'll see you at some point in the future. So see you all later. Bye for now.